Alexei Navalny, Vladimir Putin's opposition and critic, returned to Russia just over a week ago after recovering from a poisoning attack. Navalny was arrested upon his return from Germany, and protesters have come out onto the streets of Russia in response to his request for demonstrations. Political risk analyst Dara McDowell shares his thoughts on the turnout.
Navalny's organization has shown that it can bring people out on the streets, in response to this particular trigger event. The question is whether it can keep bringing them out on the streets, particularly when the organization comes under more sustained pressure from the Russian state.
Thousands have gathered in freezing cold temperatures in hundreds of locations across the country, calling for Navalny's freedom and an end to corruption. These rallies are among some of the largest nationwide displays of dissent and social mobilization that Russia has seen in over a decade.
With Navalny, there is a kind of general agreement that this is just or a general sense, at least amongst a large segment of the population, that this is an outrageous abuse of the law, an outrageous abuse of process, and that he's an unjustly persecuted individual, and that it's worth going out and fighting for his release.
The riot police have detained over 3,700 people out on the streets and used physical action against some. Citizens are protesting Russia's stagnant economy, corruption, and effects of the pandemic as they unite for change. We hear from protester Kamdi Vita for more.
People are tired of Putin and of his regime, and also coronavirus affected Russian families a lot, and a lot of people lost their jobs and they are poor right now, and they just want to change.
Navalny supporters remain undeterred, with bigger protests expected to go ahead on the 31st of January and 2nd of February. But will these affect any change?
In this kind of direct action, whether or not it'll be successful in actually forcing political change, that remains to be seen. The most likely outcome is that the Kremlin is going to dig in and resist change because it doesn't want to be seen as changing in response to the street or popular pressure.
Whether the continued rallies will lead to Navalny's release is yet to be seen, with his request for appeal denied by the Kremlin. However, Russian citizens are sure to remain hopeful. Zafar, City News.